Hallo und herzlich willkommen zur 8. Folge von Highway Blossoms. Wir haben letztes Mal, was haben wir gemacht? Marina und Amber dabei beobachtet, wie sie nach dem Schatz gesucht haben in den Mummy Cave Ruins, also nach dem zweiten Teil vom Schatz. Und sie haben nichts gefunden und waren frustriert und dann sind sie wieder zurückgegangen. Das war's basically. Lese ich so langsam? Das ist echt wenig, was passiert ist. Naja, wie auch immer, lasst uns weitermachen. Inside the RV once again, I crash down into the driver's seat and kick my feet up on the dash. It's a relief to sit on something soft. Like a satellite, Marina hovers around me, expectant.
So that was a failure, obviously.
Do you think it might be in a different part of the canyon?
Maybe, but we're not gonna find out. We could spend days out here and not find anything. Most likely, someone else found it before us. Maybe even before this whole treasure hunt thing started.
Ich finde es eigentlich gut, dass sie das so gemacht haben. Es ist halt schon echt krass, dass sie das erste Stück überhaupt gefunden haben. Weil überhaupt die ersten waren, aber auch so... Naja. Und das ist eigentlich guter, ja, Kontrast, dass es halt nicht einfach so weitergeht und die da voll durchcrashen, ja, die krassen Treasure Hunter, alles finden zuerst. Ja, ich habe gerade aus irgendwann einfach, während ich geredet habe, die Schublade neben mir aufgemacht und wieder zugemacht. Egal. She stares at the ground, then perks back up.
That's okay, though. All we can do is move on.
Reaching into the glove compartment, she brings out the journal and hands it to me.
Come on. Show me why the human travel guide is the best.
I look at her for a moment, then with a smile, gently take it from her.
Sure thing. But that's the first and only time you're ever gonna call me that, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Enttäuschung. I flip through the journal and skim the pages. I skipped one of the entries last time because it looked like a jumbled puzzle. But if we're going to find the rest of the treasure, then we need to tackle this head on. Bracing myself for the confusion, I find the entry and groan. I write to you today not from my dear Lamarcy's winged landmark, but from a destination on an unforeseen detour. During my journey eastbound, I encountered a split within the dusted road. I have encountered many of these on my travels, but this one triggered a thought that perhaps I have been too obvious with my hiding. Let us assume a jealous peer wanted to track me. Paranoia or not, if they so desired, they easily could. My steed's prints are set within the sand and I have not disguised my livelihood. In fact, one may call these a trail. If one were to follow this trail, they may even happen upon my bounty. The likelihood of this is very slim. However, I've always considered myself to be a man who only takes calculated risks. Which is why I am shocked in that this thought has never crossed my mind before. Surely, an intelligent, rugged, and worldly individual such as myself would have come to this conclusion by now. God damn it. Or perhaps I am none of those things. Boah, zweifelt er sich einfach selbst an. Boah. Nonetheless, I marked the split and took the path I felt was less traveled. After I had covered enough distance, I found a satisfactory location. Acres of identical arched stone were spread across this area. The more I traveled, the more there were. On occasion I had seen some, but never so close together, nor so plentiful. Though I do worry one could narrow down the gold if they had the will. Alas, the remnants of my illness reappeared, forcing me to find a resting site. Eventually, I settled between two stones, unlike the arched stone. I often feared they would fall or collapse on me, but their balance seemed steady and they provided shade and scenery. So once again, I am rested and determined. While this detour took precious time away from me, I very much feel it was worth the security it provides, even if it was unnecessary. P.S. This morning I looked in my pouch. it would appear as if I have enough gold for one last burial. Lamarcy's landmark seems more than proper for this.
Oh no.
Oh no. Does that mean you don't know where it's at?
You probably know where it's at, but the place is huge.
The opposite. I know exactly where it's at.
Then what's the problem?
I lean back in the chair and look at the ceiling.
It's in Arches National Park.
Cool. Then let's go.
I ignore her and keep looking at the ceiling.
Arches has over 2,000 natural stone arches. The miner said he hid it between two stones.
She blinks. And I sigh.
An arch is a rock formation that curves in the air. Think of it as an upside-down U.
Finally, she gets the message. Her face morphs into a blank canvas, and she stares out the windshield.
Oh no.
Yeah. If we want to find this thing, then we need to look between every single arch and arches.
2000. 2000. Stell dir vor, du brauchst eine Minute, um einen zu testen. 30 Stunden. Ja. Frage ist, ob man nur eine Minute braucht, um einen zu testen. Mit dem Detektor geht das vielleicht. Aber 30 Stunden ist okay. Das schafft man in 3 Tagen. After a moment of petrified silence, Marina takes back the journal and returns it to its proper place. Marina takes back the journal and returns it to its proper place in the glove compartment. With a shaky smile, Marina looks back at me and tries blowing it off.
Arches National Park, huh? It's somewhere in Moab, right? You ever been?
With a shaky grin of my own, I respond, totally ignoring the impossible feat ahead of us.
Yeah, I went to Moab a long time ago. Arches is really famous. Like, world famous.
Never heard of it. We're both sweating, staring at the long road ahead as we try our best to make casual conversation. It's like a game of chicken. Who's going to break first?
I've always wanted to go.
Where have you vacationed to before?
Honestly, nowhere. Not out of the state, at least.
The state in America or the states of America?
For real? Not even to visit family?
Okay, then what is the state in America?
Nuh-uh. My grandparents live in New Mexico, too. I think only my big brother has been outside of the state.
You got any other siblings? Or is it just you two?
There's 9 of us. I've got 2 younger brothers, 3 older brothers, an older sister, and 2 little sisters.
What? What? Okay. Not bad. Ach ja, darf ich nochmal diese Line wiederholen, weil ich sie vergessen habe, ja? Very important. She shakes her head.
There's 9 of us. I've got...
I whistle.
Damn, that's a big-ass Christmas card.
Right? At some point it's just like, aren't you ever gonna stop? I'm almost out of fingers to count on.
Chuckling, I stand up and walk to the back. Schatz, die sind gerade gefahren. Oh. I stand up and walk to the back. Marina follows behind me.
What about you? Do you have any siblings?
Nah, just me. Otherwise, they'd probably be riding around this old thing with us.
As I say that, I collapse down into my bed, sprawling out. Sitting up front felt good, but this is heavenly. The bed sinks a little as she takes a seat on its edge.
Can't really imagine having a single brother or sister. Definitely not 8 of them.
Ja.
But I guess they don't all live at home.
Actually,
You're kidding.
only one of my brothers has moved out. It's the worst. Like, you have to make a reservation to take a shower.
No wonder you ran away.
Pretty much. As soon as I finished school, I was just like, okay, time to get out of here.
How long ago was that?
Just a couple months. Two-ish.
Damit hätte sich die Frage von vor, keine Ahnung, 3 oder so Folgen geklärt, wie alt die eigentlich sind. Zumindest Marina dürfte dann um die 18 sein. Oder? Ich war auch 18, ne? Ja, nee, 19. Ich war gerade 19. Whatever. 17 bis 19.
What'd you major in?
Huh?
Like, what'd you get your degree in?
Oh, not college. High school. I just finished high school.
Huh.
Dieses eine Ha hat einfach nur total confusion ausgedrückt.
Huh.
Using my elbows, I prop myself up.
What?
How old are you?
Putting her hands on her hips, Marina puffs out her cheeks and looks offended.
I'll have you know, it's very rude to ask a lady her age.
What? She deflates.
But I'm 18. Why?
Mal kurz leise. Ich weiß nicht, ob man das gehört hat, aber da ist gerade ein Hubschrauber vorbeigeflogen. Tolles Uniklinikum vor der Tür zu haben. Hä.
Oh, thank God.
Wieso? I let myself fall back again. Was? Was dachtest du? Hast du sie... Was?
I was afraid you were gonna be underage and that I'd get arrested for kidnapping or something.
Nice.
No way! And besides, I told you my parents were fine with it. Well, accepted it. What about you? How old are you?
Just a year older.
That's what I would have guessed.
Wait, you're only 19?
Was? Was sagtest du? Okay, das ist ein bisschen dumme Frage. Das ist eigentlich ein bisschen dumm von mir, wenn ich schon gesagt habe, so... Ja, ich schätze mal so 18 bis 25. Now it's her turn to be shocked. Dachtest du, sie ist so viel älter? Ja, okay, sie wirkt halt manchmal ein bisschen erwachsen, aber ne? Naja.
How old did you think I was?
12? Marina busts up laughing. I'm actually a little bit embarrassed. I look away, blowing my hair away from my face.
Just kidding, just kidding. I figured you were like my age or a bit older. 2 years at the most.
I don't look at her, staring at the wall.
Oh, come on, don't be mad. I was just playing.
All of a sudden, she sounds seriously regretful. I want to mess with her, but the puppy dog look she gives me over her shoulder is too hard to resist.
Sorry, what? My hearing must be getting bad at my old age.
What? Okay. She throws a pillow at me from the bed beside her, and I deflect it with my arm.
Good save, Granny.
Now she leans back too, staring up at the ceiling. Her hair spreads across my leg. I don't move it. Then I realize that all the worry and nervousness we had about Arches is gone. Somewhere along the line we just forgot about it. Huh. I don't know when we reach the point in our relationship where we can be comfortable being this close to each other. But I'm glad that we have. Maybe, just maybe, Maybe, just maybe, I'm enjoying the closeness a little too much. It's been a long time since I've dated someone. Graham's health made having a girlfriend impossible. There wasn't time for anyone else. Hell, I hardly had time for myself. Not that I cared. I'd do it all over again. Still, it's nice. Having someone to talk to so it's not just me and my thoughts. Just as I'm about to settle into the mood, she sits up and stretches.
Oh, I'm pretty sleepy. Are you going to bed soon?
Nah, I took a nap earlier, so I'm good. It's only a few hours to Moab, so I'll drive us there tonight.
Moab, huh?
Well, yeah. Something wrong?
No, I was just kind of wondering.
She trails off.
Wondering...
How far away is the Grand Canyon?
From here? I don't know, 3 or 4 hours? But it's in the total opposite direction that we're going.
Oh, okay.
The crestfallen look on her face should be illegal. That's illegal, Marina. You can't do that. You can't do that to me.
Sorry. I should have looked at the map before I asked.
Smiling, she turns and heads for bed. Disappointment clinging to her like perfume.
Night, Amber.
Leaning against my pillows, I watch as she slowly... Ey, was zur Hölle? Was lese ich da? Leaning against my pillows, I watch as she slowly trots off to the back. Und morgen wacht sie auf und ist im Grand Canyon. Wer hätte das gedacht? Come on now, I'm not that hard.
Wait a sec.
Oh, du darfst dir nicht vorher erzählen, das ist doch langweilig. She freezes, mid-step.
I guess since I was gonna drive all night anyway, we can make a detour. A pretty big detour, too. So don't blame me if all the treasure is gone by the time we're done.
She turns around, hope springing in her face now.
But I guess it's like a requirement that you see the Grand Canyon when you're sightseeing in Arizona, so that's what we'll do. You've got a lot of vacations to make up for.
All the tiredness and disappointment vanishes in an instant. Like a bird taking flight. God damn it! Like a bird taking flight, she hurries back over to where I'm just standing up. A trademark Marina crash tackle-arc knocks me onto my butt in bed again. I pat her on the back a couple times before she rises.
Have I ever told you you're the best?
Probably, but don't you forget it.
I couldn't if I tried.
Coof.
I poke her in the belly as I make my way up to the front again.
Grab me an energy drink from the fridge, will ya?
When she sits down in the passenger seat, she has 2 cans of the energy
Thought you
drink.
were going to bed.
No way! I'm too excited now. I'll keep you company on the drive. Plus, it's only like 8 o'clock, isn't it?
Beats me. Sounds right.
I pop open the tap on my drink and take a long draught. It tastes awful, but it wakes me up like nothing else. I guess the makers cut out sweeteners and nice flavors for more stimulants. Das scheint unwahrscheinlich. Whatever. To drink it faster, I hold my breath to hide the taste and chug. Gasping, I crumple the empty can and toss it into a trash bag. Marina, on the other hand, sips it daintily, wincing each time.
Ugh, people seriously drink this stuff?
Yeah, right? What the fuck? Thank you, Marina. Relatable.
Somehow. It works, though. It's pretty much the strongest stuff you can get without a prescription.
After taking another sip, Marina retches and sticks her tongue out. She reminds me of a cat with fur stuck on its tongue. She sets the can in the cup holder beside me.
Do you want mine? I can't drink this.
I'd have a heart attack if I drank too. Just leave it and I'll drink it tomorrow.
Because the only way to improve an awful energy drink is to let it get warm and flat. Echt? Das ist ironisch oder nicht? Keine Ahnung. Als ob ich jemals in meinem Leben Energy Drink getrunken hätte. As I start the RV, Marina says something, but it's soft enough that I can't hear it over the engine revving.
What was that? Old lady hearing failing on me again.
Smiling, she shakes her head.
I was just saying thanks again.
Don't thank me yet. I could fall asleep at the wheel and kill us both.
Ah, right, I forgot.
At least I die happy. No, though, not just that. For taking me with you and doing the treasure hunt and everything.
You must be super tired. You're saying all sorts of weird stuff now.
I mean it. I know it's kind of random. I'm just really happy I met you.
After a moment of blushing, I laugh a little under my breath.
Yeah, me too.
I prevent any more cheesy conversation by carefully pulling out of the parking lot and back onto the exit road. I'm definitely glad that Marina's enjoying herself. I'm having fun too. By talking about that sort of thing, it makes me feel all squirmy inside. Ah, emotions. Relatable, Amber, danke. Like, I don't match up to what Marina thinks of me, or so. Pushing those thoughts out of my head, I focus on the road. We have to keep our eyes peeled for animals out there. Out here. Ein Schluck Wasser. There are lots of stray dogs in this part of the state, and dozens of deer and antelope? Just waiting to race cars. The road's devoid of other vehicles, though, and since I know the exit to take, more or less, we should make pretty good time. Ist sie den Weg schon mal gefahren, oder hat sie sich einfach ordentlich vor den... Na, egal. Once we get back onto the highway, Marina hoists the bucket of takes on it. Na! Goddammit, warum kann ich nicht lesen? Manchmal hat es doch besser geklappt, oder? Ah, once we get back onto the highway, Marina hoists the bucket of tapes onto her lap.
What do you want to listen to?
I glance between the road and the bin, scanning both. Als ob du nicht weißt, was da drin ist. I settle on an album that I haven't had the heart to listen to in a while, but it feels like tonight's the right time. I fish out the tape and slide it into the player. As the first chords start up, I watch Marina's face for a reaction. It won't have the same sentimental value to her, I know, but it's an emotional album in general. Lots of dynamics to the music and simple but heartfelt songwriting. Gramps used to try to play along, but said he couldn't quite capture the feeling himself. As I'd hoped, Marina's quiet. Which means that she's listening. Her cheek is pressed against the window again. Her reflection, barely visible, looks wistful. Good. For the second time today, a growing pressure starts in my eyes. I paw at them and the motion catches Marina's attention.
You sure you're not too tired?
Oh yeah, eyes are just a little itchy.
Damn it. My voice shakes as I speak, but if she notices, she doesn't say anything. This album was another one of Graham's favorites, and there's a reason I haven't listened to it since he passed. Turning it on might have been a mistake. We may yet go off the road if I end up crying, or I might just die of embarrassment. I sniffle a couple times to keep myself under control.
Damn allergies.
I don't even know if she hears me. I'm kind of tempted to turn it off and play something else, but I want Marina to hear it. It won't mean anything special to her, I'm sure. I want to see what she thinks. To see if maybe Gramps and I were crazy, or if there was more to the music and the man playing it. He was a guitarist and songwriter who just went by the name of June. Died a few years ago. Fighting back the nostalgia and the bubbling feelings of how much I miss Gramps is hard. I'm able to hold on though and keep from breaking down. 45 minutes later, when the tape ends, Marina hits the play button again to start it over. I'd say it was worth it. I let it play on for hours, long after Marina's fallen asleep beside me. Und da ist aber schon wieder eine Folge, Kapitel, whatever, vorbei. Ja, Folge 8. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen.